Hey, what's going on, folks? This is Viking Stew, and this is a Hammer Away Lightning news flash. That's right, it's Friday, folks. That means it's almost ready, time to party. It's March 7th. Can you dig it?
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Woo-hoo! All right, well, let's get this thing started. What is up with my brother Stuart?
How you doing, Stu?
I'm doing great, man. Doing great.
Yeah, everything's cool. Everything's cool.
I love every time we get together, we're reminded that we're a couple of bass playing frontmen that kick ass, and our names sound the same.
The Stereo Stews.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you got it. You've got it.
That's what I'm just gonna have to call these Stereo
Stews.
The Stereo Stew Stations.
Yeah.
I am going to
cool.
try and share something, but I got to make sure it's going to work. It hasn't been doing it well for me lately. Something is going on, and nope, still not going to do it. Still not going to do it.
The joys of technology.
Amen to that.
The joys of technology.
It's so joyous. It's so joyous I can't take it. So what I want to do is pop in with you today and do this lightning news flash and talk about the new album, because you sent me a cool video showing a little bit of the new comic that's coming with the book, with the new album, or how how's that working?
Our artist Dave Hurst, he was doing all the artwork on the comic book. He's doing a fantastic job. All the artwork's finished and inked, penciled and inked. We're just waiting for him to do the colorization. He's going to digitally paint it beautifully, and then when he's done that, the album's recorded. We're in that process of just putting all the tracks in line as we want it. We're getting very, very close now. So yeah, it's all coming together. Absolutely fantastic. If I didn't mention it before, the comic book is going to be like a big intergalactic. It's going to be Star Wars meets I don't know, kind of quadrophenias. It's a story of a band who tries to get a break, and this intergalactic bad guy evildoer called the Hollow Man comes to Earth and clones BlitZ. Well, the BlitZ that get manipulated and become this big, larger-than-life comic book stars, and he clones them, and there's this big battle scene, and it's going to be joyous. Just a thing to escape into. There's no real meaning. It's not about telling you what to do in your life. It's just about the good old kind of 70s vibes of plug in and just escape and enjoy it, and that's what we wanted to do. So there's 10 songs on the album. All the songs are featured within the comic book. They're mentioned, the themes within the book, and yeah, we're working really hard on this just to make it a little bit special. So it's not just, not just because that's all albums are, 10, 11 songs, but we wanted to make it a bit more of an experience. So yeah, we're working hard behind the scenes. So
well, let's talk a little bit about that. So I mean, you and I are a lot alike in many ways, and one of those is in this kind of a situation. If you're coming up on having a new project where you get to involve a comic book idea, you and I are all about that. If I had a band that was doing this, we were doing original music, I'd be doing the same kind of thing. Wayward Sons, when they did their first 3 records, they did these comic book covers and with this extremely amazing artwork too, and then did some comic book stuff as well. And so that's kind of how we think. However, there's 2 other members in the band. There's Kevin and there's Matt. And how are they about this new project?
Well, when we first put it together, it was such a natural thing, Kevin, Matt. When I presented it, I was a bit. You're nervous, aren't you, when you go to your other band members and you're kind of saying, "Lads, I've got this idea. It's kind of like an intergalactic space opera," and it's like, yeah, okay. And But because all the if you check out on Spotify, if you check out the other BlitZ albums, they all contain this. We've always had this kind of signature artwork that we always wanted it to be something you could lose yourself into, so a sense of escapism about it. So this is like the natural evolution of everything we've ever done, really. So we've just took a simple kind of story, and we put little characters in that we've met. Or what, you know, you've been around music still all your life. Mm-hmm. You meet the unscrupulous managers, and you meet the rip-off merchants, and you meet the guys who promise the world, and then it's just a picture of the world. And it's a case of getting all them elements and putting it together in a story that's just entertaining. And the songs have just with the music, it's allowed us to kind of stretch our wings a bit and kind of try a few things that we wouldn't normally do. I mean, there's a big battle scene in the book, and we wanted something dramatic and something really powerful. So we wrote a song around that theme, and you were involved. You're on there, so you will be on that album, sir. And you'll be introducing that song in, without giving anything away, because I'm sure you'll be playing that. You can play the track on the show when it comes out.
I would love to.
It's got a really great theatrical vibe. Everybody we've played it to is just wow. So
it kicks ass.
It does kick ass. And we came out of the studio, Axis Studios in Doncaster last week. If you want to check out the BlitZ page or the BlitZ crew page on Facebook, you can see us working hard in there. We put everything down now, because half of the album is produced at Axis Studios with Matt Ellis, and the other songs produced by our guitarist Kevin Smith, and we've been working behind the scenes on that, and it's all blending together really, really well. So yeah, and that's the great thing, when you're in a band, you've got the creative element, and everybody's on board. Everybody's let's do this. So yeah, whether we pull this off, I don't know. It's like the more we get into it, it's like this is going to be like we've got to print the thing with it. But we've got some good friends. We've got some good people around us.
That's
good
awesome.
art. Dave's a great character who's doing our artwork now. In the beginning, it was a guy called Richie Adam Reynolds who. Hold on, I'm just going to grab this. Richie Adam Reynolds, who did our first album. That's the T-shirt of our first album, and it's kind of, you can see where it's all coming from. I mean, this robot guy here, who's on the very first T-shirt. It's the very first T-shirt we ever did. He appears in the comic book, and a lot of characters that have appeared. If anybody has got any other hard copies of our albums in the booklets, because we do the booklet. We do all that kind of thing because we want to harken back to the days when you used to pull your album open and flip the double sleeve, and you pull the sleeves out. I mean, vinyl would be the dream for this album. I mean, we're trying to get it together, so that'd be great if we can do that.
Yeah, I know that's what I would look forward to. I know I put it in my note to you that I'm like, I would love to have this on vinyl if it's happening. I mean, yeah,
it's just that crazy thing where with vinyl, you kind of figure that it would be getting cheaper because it's getting more popular, more people are collecting and everything. Yeah. But it's having the opposite effect. It's getting more expensive to print up. Yeah. So we're just going to wait and see if we can do like a limited run of about 50. So you get the vinyl, the comic book, and the CD if you want it, or a T-shirt. We could do little bundles. Yeah. That'd be absolutely amazing. So we're looking into that as well.
Yeah, yeah. What is kind of well, have you been playing anything out at all from this new one?
No, it's funny. We've got quite a big gig for us next Friday. We're playing at this thing called Hard Rock Hell. It's a big festival held in a place called Yarmouth in the UK. It's just hit the news for something about Russian spies. I don't know. But that's Yarmouth. That's where we're going. It's crazy.
That is Yarmouth. Yeah.
The world is just a comic book. Anyway,
Right. It is.
regardless,
And I
we're
think
playing
some
this
people are okay
HRH
with
Fest.
that sometimes.
Yeah, I'm okay. It's okay. It keeps things interesting.
Well, especially as I don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's an interesting time to be alive, Stu. That's what I'm saying.
It sure is. We did this before.
Yeah. It's an interesting time to be alive.
Could we just close that door? We'll just go down the hall.
Yeah. Let's escape. Let's escape into the world of rock and roll.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if the Midnight Devils are playing there again.
I can tell you who's on next week. On the day we're playing, the headline, because it's a 3 days festival. Love Hate are the headlining acts when we play.
Very cool.
Autograph are on the same day as we play.
Wow.
Jeff Tate is one of the headliners the next day, and Uli John Roth, the Scorpions guy, he's on.
Wow.
And Cats in Space, which I've not really heard much of, but they're kind of coming up bands. So we're quite lucky to be on that.
Yeah. Wow, those are some great names, man.
So we're hopefully going to get loads of. We're on the big stage as well with the big guys. So we'll see. What's
the biggest crowd you've had? Is this going to be one of the biggest?
I think next week's going to be. It's sold out, by the way. I'm not just saying that. People say that, don't they? Sold out. But if you go on my page, I think it's on there.
Okay.
HRH is sold out, so it's going to be a really good crowd. I'm not sure. We're on the big stage. I'll fill you in on what we played to when we've done it. So
yeah,
I don't want to be the guy that says, yes, we played in front of, and 5 guys and a whippet turn up or something. But it's sold out, so that's not going to happen. But
man,
yeah, Jeff Tate. I'd love to have been on the day that Jeff Tate. I mean, the guy Jeff Tate. He's amazing. I don't know how old the guy is, but he can still really sing. I know. I've seen clips of him.
Well, that's because he sings correctly.
Yeah.
That's the thing. When when you're not just pulling some crazy shit. Right. I mean, if you're doing it right, there's a lot of guys that try to do these huge rough things and then they don't have it. Then they don't take care of themselves the way they used to, or they're not the young punk who stayed tight and didn't eat as much. And,
I mean, I seriously think Vince Neil could get back to being a much better performer if he just lost a bit of weight,
Well, that's the thing.
I don't want to criticize because I've always been a Crew fan,
Me too.
And I just think, if somebody said to me, Stu, you've still got all your hair, you don't look too bad. All you got to do is go on a diet.
Right. That's what
all you've got to do. Right, and the money will just flow in and everybody will say, well, at least he looks good. But
right.
I don't know. The guy's been through a lot. I've been through a lot in his life. And, I know he had all that thing with his kid and all that. You could never, I don't think, Stu, you can never walk in anybody else's shoes. You just don't know what's going through the guy's head. And
nope.
As long as the guy's smiling, pardon?
Yeah. You're saying exactly what I was saying about Vince Neil a while back on one of the shows. I was kind of, talking about that whole thing. And I'm like, he's been through some stuff and he's been through a lot of things that people won't let go. And I'm sure, that's the worst part is when you're reminded of it and you're just like, seriously.
I mean, I remember I read his autobiography years ago and all this, I know he lost a kid and stuff, but you just can't. You can't imagine how terrible that must be, man. And
right.
Again, it's easy not to walk in somebody else's shoes, but this guy's been through a lot. So, God bless Motley Crue. I love him. I still do.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
It is what it is. But
I'm just trying to. I was looking at this Chuck Norris experiment.
The Chuck Norris experience. I'm up for that. I'm going to check them out. What a great name.
New Generation Superstars. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's going to be.
It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a great. We always, you know what? It's one of the, I'll try and do is I'll try and get some footage of just walking around the place and then give you an idea because it's full of like-minded people,
Yeah. Because
I mean, it's just
you and I do this stuff on your phone anyway, right?
Yeah.
So why don't we just do one of these while you're walking around?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know what time it's going to be. We're on at 7 UK time.
okay.
So we'll be there. So the best time would be.
You should just take me out on stage with your phone.
Yes, here he is. You'll probably be asleep.
Viking Stew. I will not if you're going to be doing that.
It'll be 3 in the morning, and
I'll be right bloody here, just
yeah. If we can get the only thing that caused it's just that blooming time difference thing that you and it's simple. I think I'm 5 hours ahead of you. I think it's 8:30 at night here. So I'm 5 hours.
It's usually it's 6, but then there's a point at which it switches to 5 because now we'll spring ahead and it'll be 6 again. Maybe, I don't know.
It's crazy.
What time is it there? Crazy. You said
it's 8:30 at night.
Okay, it's 8:30. All right. Well, it's okay. So it's 2 here. So you're our 6. You are 6, and then you'll be 5 because we'll spring ahead this weekend.
Yeah.
And so then it'll be 5, and then you guys will shift whenever you do that, and it'll be back to 6.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
If you leave the link up, I'll just take the gamble that you're going to be around, and I'll message you.
I will be around if we got to do something. Yes, and because what's the date on that? That is the 12th through the 16th.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're on the Friday. We're on the Friday.
Yes, you are.
But it's a big one for us, and we just want to get as much. Sometimes, I mean, you've been in bands. Mm-hmm. When you're doing a decent gig, you just want to get as much out of it as you can because you play the clubs, you play the bars, you do everything, and that's great. But you get a decent night, and you think, well, we got to milk this mother for as much as we can.
Right.
So. Be great. I can walk around with a camera and say hi to Viking Stew in the US.
Oh yeah, man.
All that.
Fuck yes.
So we can do that. It's always a great crowd. It's like I say, the great thing about the rock community is it's just cool people who love the music, and it's everybody hangs out and has a good time, and good bunch of people. Just want to have a beer and have a good time, and no bullshit. And it's just really good.
I'll have to make it over there next one of the next times.
That would be brilliant, man. That would be absolutely brilliant.
Come and hang. I'm eager for you to take me to that record store you keep telling me about.
Rob's Records.
Yes.
Wow. I'm going to get some pictures of Rob's Records.
Please.
And I could do a video in there as well.
We should
do these. We should do these things. I could take you virtually around, show you. And it's a really interesting place. And I don't know how old Rob is of Rob's Records, because he's always looked about 60, and that's when I started going in when I was a kid. So I don't know. I think he must be about 200 years old by now.
It's Methuselah.
It's like, and he's got this weird kind of voice, when he talks. He's got we call him Bobbity Bob, because when he talks, he goes, Bobbity Bob, Bobbity Bob. Looks at the album and he goes, Bibbity Bob, Bob, £3. And he'll stick the pricing at the end of a Bibbity Bob, Bob, Bibbity Bob, Bobbity Bob, Bibbity Bob, £10. You go, okay.
You're like, is this a game show?
Yeah, Bibbity Bob, Bob. It's like Bibbity Bob, Bob, limited edition, £30.
You're like, shite.
Shite, Bibbity Bob, you've had me there.
Bibbity
Talking of interesting purchases, I know we're both big comic book nerds.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And the whole thing with the BlitZ artwork is when it first began, the first artist we ever were still really good friends with, who runs a comic shop in my local town called Ground Zero.
Cool. That's cool.
They sell secondhand comics. They've got all the new stuff coming through. And I went in the other day, and these were the really old 70s, 1970s, right through to like 79, 70.
Like when I was collecting.
Yeah. So these
Yeah.
comics I'm going to show you, just give you a little look at.
Yeah.
These were £1 each, so I don't know what that'd be, about 75 cents.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna tell me you got some really kick-ass stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've got
wow.
these, and
Oh,
this was
yeah.
£3. That was one of the more expensive.
Oh, look at
ones.
that.
That was £3.
Oh, that's some. That
What a
looks like
great
a
cover!
Herb. That looks like Herb Trimp on the cover.
Oh, you know your stuff, you do.
Yeah, yeah.
But he's I mean, just for the cover alone, for £3, which again
Holy
would be
crap.
about $2. Then these are great. A Charlton comics, which are quite old, and you've got all these ghostly tales.
Yeah. Look
This
at
one's
one.
great. It's a great cover. Like they all look like death metal album covers, you know.
They do. They
Yeah.
do. I have this.
And this one, I
the
couldn't
other day.
resist. That's good. What's that, man? Masters of the Universe.
It's a
No, I can't.
Ghostly Haunts.
Ghostly Horse. Let me have a look.
Yeah.
That's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
And this is a great
Look at
cover.
this. Look at this.
What
Look
you got? What you got?
It says UK on it.
Yeah, that's funny because some of the stamps on here are, most of the stamps are dollars, and there's an odd, yeah, this one's got all some of the old American pricings on.
Wow.
This one's this I couldn't resist this one, Superboy, but it's a baby in this one. Look.
Wow. Wow.
And you can't resist the House of Mystery.
No, not at all. Those are good.
And this one was £6. It was a little bit more expensive, but it's like the Joker.
Oh.
The reason I got that is because it's the Joker and Superman battling, and there's Lex Luthor. And Batman is saying, I'll just read it for you. He's saying, "Blast that bold bandit, Joker." So I thought, being a man of limited hair, I should really have that. I should have that.
We were just talking about voiceover artists because the gentleman who did the newer Space Ghost Coast to Coast just passed away. Yeah. And man, that's and you go back and you've got like Clancy Brown who well, hey, there's Savitor. What's up, buddy? You've got Clancy Brown who did Lex Luthor's voice, and he's done others. And have you watched that Penguin series?
Yeah. With the Irish actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't, and I still can't see him.
Yeah.
When I look at him in all that makeup, I still can't. I don't see Colin.
I'm hearing really good things. I've not caught up on it yet. There's only one episode gone out in the UK. That's the new Daredevil, the Born Again.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the book, so hopefully the fight scenes in Daredevil are quite. I always thought were done really well. In the new Daredevil, were done really, really well.
Yeah. That the fight scene that they had in the hallway.
Yeah.
In the first series.
That's just amazing.
Holy cow, man! I'm like, that
just amazing.
That's
all they had to do with that show is fit loads of that kind of martial, all that. Them fight scenes, well choreographed fight scenes. That's all they had to do to sell it, really.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, hopefully the new show. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that Iron Fist show wasn't worth a damn, and then the Defenders really wasn't worth a damn.
It's just slow. It was slow,
and
it's like I always think they could have done a really good Shang-Chi TV series.
Well,
but the film was the film was naff.
Oh my god!
I refuse to accept any Shang-Chi that doesn't have long hair. I just can't. It can't be done. I need a Shang-Chi with long hair. He needs to look. Okay, I get you can't put him in the red suit with the flared red trousers on. I get all that, but you could still make him look like Shang-Chi a bit more.
Well, yeah, but remember, like those later down when Mike Zeck was doing the artwork as it got older, and they brought back Brynock. Is it Brynock?
God, you know your artist, you do.
And he was this was the character, the little robot guy that had the kid's face. He was very kid looking, and he looked like a big toy. And so they brought him back, and they had Shockwave was in there, and it just he wore those cool bodysuits like Bruce Lee did when he had that gold bodysuit on and he was taking people on in the one movie. Was that Game of Death? Fist
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah,
Fury?
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it was, they put him in that bodysuit and he looked really freaking cool. So you could skip the flared pants, even though that's from when I grew up and I think it's bitching, but I get it. It doesn't make sense, but put him in one of those bodysuits, man, and just
Yeah, I think just somebody who's a
yeah,
bit more gnarly,
yeah.
It's like Batman. Do you know the guy I think should play Batman? I don't know if you watch any of the Reacher TV series.
Oh, yeah.
I think the guy who plays Reacher would be.
Really? Oh
I think you could. He's got the build though, and he looks like
my
he could kick.
God.
I think looks like he could kick ass.
Yeah,
He looks
do
the part.
too. Yeah,
He looks the
but I
part.
mean, he
The
would
only
be.
thing, Reacher just make it's great kind of slush TV in it.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, my wife loves it because we have a game. We count down how long we say how many times he takes his shirt off in a show, just because all the women are, oh my god, it's this big guy. But I said if it was a woman taking the top off every 10 minutes, I wouldn't complain. But
I'd be like, I'm in.
let's have this. But
I'd be drunk in the first 10 minutes.
I think just dye his hair black and you've got Batman.
I don't know. I think he's too bulky. I think Batman's got a,
I didn't like the last Batman. I just think he was a bit goth. He was a bit gothy and a bit wimpy and a bit moany, and I thought,
I mean,
come on.
he is kind of, I don't want to say he's the epitome because it's really not but he is the he's the reality of what my mother, God rest her soul, thought she was going to get when Pierce Brosnan became Bond, because she saw what he was like on the Remington Steele show. And she's like, he's going to be Bond. He's such a wuss, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. But then he had bulked up and he straightened out his character and his gaze, and he had that Bond thing and he was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're thinking of the Remington Steele guy, you're like, that guy's a wimp.
Yeah, he's got to be somebody who's a bit gnarly, and Batman's meant to have been through a lot, and he's meant to be this. I don't know. I don't know. They'll get back to it. Somebody will crack it, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they can't make anybody happy. They can't seem to. I thought Ben Affleck was pretty good.
He looked the part better. He looked the part. I think it's always that. It's that thing where I always think Michael Keaton was a great Batman, but a terrible Bruce Wayne. But not terrible, but
but he wasn't Bruce Wayne.
But like when he had the suit on, when Michael Keaton had the suit on, he looked a bit weird. He had some attitude, I thought.
Yeah, just like when he was the Vulture,
Yeah.
He's got that smirk about him. He's got that snarkiness. But the problem is that, I don't know. You hate to say that pretty mouth, but he's got that where he's just like, well,
yeah, I get it.
And you're just like, that's not Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne's the big chin out,
I mean, I did good. I went to the cinema to see the Flash movie just for the Keaton.
I'm sorry about that.
And
I never saw it. I will never see it.
I just thought the end was. Do you know what was good? Well, there's one bit in it that I enjoyed, and that was the bit where they got like Keaton and. There's one scene where you've got Keaton and you've got Christopher Reeves, and it was a bit. I just thought that's cool. That the whole thing was worth that 2 minutes.
It was worth that little fan flick.
If somebody had just said, "Come in for that 2 minutes," I'd have gone, I quite enjoyed that 2 minutes. But the rest, I had to suffer an hour to get to that. So I'll tell you what I did see. Went to the theatre, as we do in England. I went to this theatre place called the Theatre Royal in Nottingham last week with some friends. Our artist, actually, Dave Hurst, and his his partner and some other friends, and we went to the theatre to see a thing called The Shark is Broken. And it stars Robert Shaw, the guy who played Quint. It's his son playing him, and it's two other guys playing Roy Schneider and Richard Dreyfuss. And it's all about you walk in the theatre, and it's the whole boat, the side shot of the boat. So they're on the boat in Jaws, the three actors. Behind them, there's like it was done really well. Like there's just the sea, and it's all done on a screen, a moving screen, but. And they took it's about the making of the film Jaws. As you know, the shark was broke all the time.
Yeah, Bruce.
Robert Shaw was permanently pissed. So it's just fantastic. And there's a bit in it I can tell you, because you're probably not going to see it. Although it has been to America a few times.
No, I actually saw it on one of the streaming services the other day. I haven't watched it. When you said that, I'm like, wait, I've seen something about that.
What if you're gonna watch it? I won't tell you what happens at the end. Then if you're gonna watch it,
all right. Oh yeah, I'll definitely watch it. Yeah,
it's got. All I'll say is the end is very emotional, and I don't know. I gotta admit, I'm a bit of a drama guy. I had a bit of a. Oh man, that is so. I had a bit of a tear in my eye. The end is so emotional.
Dude, we're bass players.
I'm gonna hold my hand up. You know, when I got to 40, you know. I'd cry if my fart was too loud. You know, it's like.
I mean, who doesn't?
I don't know what happened. I got to 40 and my wife's. I just got emotional about everything. Oh my God. What's happened? Wrong colour socks. Here. Wrong colour socks in the washing machine.
They all came out. I lost no socks.
So it's just the way you get. I don't know what it is. Hormones, I blame it on the menopause. The menopause.
What the hell are you crying about? The pizza's done. I'm just really excited. I'm really excited. And I got wings. Give me a minute.
Yeah, it's just something that I don't know what it is. It's just something that happens to guys. I don't know. You know, you watch Jaws and you can have a tear in your eye. But yeah, if you get to watch it, I didn't know. I didn't know the play was on a streaming thing. The actual play, the show. Yeah. I can't sing its praises enough. It's amazing. Yeah, everybody should watch it. It's really, if you're a Jaws fan and it comes into your town, or you can watch it, stream it if it's available to watch it. Because wow,
that's cool.
What? Not one person in the theater. Everybody stood up at the end and clapped. Awesome. Yeah, you'll enjoy it. You're gonna love it.
Are you a guy that claps at movies normally?
It depends. Not at movies. I will at the theater.
I do at the movies.
Yeah,
like that movie, man. At the end, I'm like, yeah.
Do you know how I know this about? I think I know about a lot of American people. It's because when I was a kid, do you know when everybody used to get bootleg videos? Mm-hmm. You know, like Gremlins and. The big bootleg video when I was a real kid was E.T., I think. And when E.T. first came out, and I remember watching this really bad video of E.T. And, you know, I'm sat on the sofa watching it. And at the end, everybody was like, and I'd never seen that. This is amazing.
Yeah, I don't know how many people do it, and I don't know because usually I'm one of the only ones. But sometimes it depends on the theater.
Yeah.
So sometimes if you go to a certain cinema and they have it's kind of a more of a party out, you know, it's got this vibe about it. Then people are those are the people like me that go to those theaters. And so you're like, yeah, all right, yeah, that was cool, man. What do you think? Yeah, you know,
we're English, so it takes. if the theater exploded while we were in it, we just carry on sitting there. Do we get up? I'm not sure. Stay where you are. Burn quietly. Don't make a noise. You know, just
like the Church of England.
Oh my God. So
I always love when Eddie Izzard did that. Imagine Church of England was doing the Spanish Inquisition. They had the Inquisition, and so, all right, what did you do? These are rather tight. Oh, well, loosen those up a bit then.
Yeah. We can't say excuse me enough. That's the English. I always notice. I think this is where the reason I love I love America. I'm not just saying this because I'm on this show, but I've been New York, San Francisco,
L.A.
I was in LA the other year, and before the fire bit, and I just love America. And the reason I love New York so much, it's like an antidote for everything English, because everybody's just everybody's so blunt in New York. I'm like, yeah, give me your money and fuck off. It's like everybody's so blunt. And then after a week in New York, you get back to England and you realise just how oppressed we are as a nation. You think, okay, have you got the correct change? And everybody's like, if you stood in a line waiting to order a bagel in New York and you've not got your order ready when it gets to the
you're
line,
in trouble.
Get out of the way. And there's a certain amount of respect I've got for that.
Yeah, that's the reason they have the soup Nazi on Seinfeld.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what it's like. In England, we just dither. We dither at everything. We dither about. We dither. It's our thing. We walk about. We don't aimlessly, which we call pottering. I used to work in a warehouse when I was a kid, and I'm gonna potter. I used to just potter around this warehouse all the day. It was like Olympic pottering as a sport, just walking about. You do I'm pottering about, mate. I don't know where I am. We're good at that.
You better be careful. You might get called for that. They might just call you up and go, we're doing pottering.
Head potterer.
You might be just the man we're looking for.
Well, it might be the way we look. Yeah.
We would love for you to potter for England. Potter
for England, Olympic sport. Yeah.
Right. Does anybody else know what pottering is?
Pottering around. There's some other. We're just great at
a potterer as I am a kipper.
Our guitarist Kev said something to me today that I think when you think I think the great thing about getting a bit older as well is you kind of come to terms with who you are, regardless of who you are, regardless of what you are. You get to a certain age and you kind of think, this is who I am. And Kev said to me, do you know what your problem is, Stu? He says, what? He says, you go around the fucking houses to get to the fucking, you always talk too much. And I think, yeah, you got me there. You've really got me sus, mate. There's something come up and I had to tell somebody something, and it was just, for fuck's sake, you're not reciting the Gettysburg Address to somebody. You're just asking them if you just
I don't know what I mean,
it's a skill you can learn. I think to be more to the point is my thing as I get up. In life, I need just to get more to the point and stop having a story for everything.
I've had students tell me, you got a story for everything. I'm like, I know, but doesn't it make your life here better?
Enriching. It's enriching people's lives. That's my wife would.
Let's go
my
back
wife
to
would
what
disagree.
You originally said, the older we get, how did you put it? The more we come to terms with
who I think you kind of come to terms with who you are, don't you?
You said enlightened, and I think we also become enlightened on what we don't like about how other people act.
Oh yeah, that's unfortunate. It's I call it the veil of bullshit. Every 5 years of your life, I've explained this to my son in great detail. Words of wisdom.
Well, here we go, son.
Every 5 years, there's like this veil, and it gets removed. The veil of bullshit gets removed, and you see things for what they are. And you think, it's like when you're a teenager and you do your first jobs when you're a kid.
Yeah.
You always look at the boss and think, yeah, they know what they're doing. And the boss will say, I did all sorts of things when I was a kid. I made cricket bats. I worked on a building site. I did all sorts of things. Worked in factories. Did all sorts of things when I was a kid to make money. And And I go and do, and when I worked on a building site, it was all carry those bricks over there, and do that. And you just think, yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about. And then you realise after 5, this guy didn't know what he was talking about. He was an arsehole. And then, and then you move your way in life, and you might get a better job or whatever, and you move. And then you find another person. You think, this guy knows what he's talking. No, he don't. And then you realise that everybody's blagging it.
Right?
Everybody's just making it up.
Yeah.
They're just thinking of the next thing to make up.
And you know, there is something else to just wait till you get to my age. Because people are like, oh, you're just a grouchy old man. You're like, you know what? I realize I don't have as many years as you do. And I'm not putting up with this bullshit.
Yeah. I think
I don't have a lot of time left.
Do you know what my new saying in life is? I don't know where this came from.
Let's see how close it is to mine. Go ahead.
My new saying in life is, I say it a lot at work. I mean, believe it or not, I work in social care. But one thing I say a lot in life in general, and I say it with the band as well, is it's all about results. It's all about results. You there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody was listening. I fell off there. Hold on. Yeah, it's all about. Hold on. You still there?
Yeah. Uh-oh. I lost him for a second. He'll be back. He'll be right back. Yeah, it is a crazy thing. Dealing with all that stuff. And I think it does have to do with an age thing sometimes, it's because you've been through a lot, and you know, it's just one of those things. You've been through so much, and you're dealing with plenty. And here we go.
Really deep today.
There you go. I know, right?
So I just think it's all about results. I don't care. It's all about results. That's all. It's like people can waffle, but yeah, that's all right. But what's the result? It's like show me the result. Just I don't care how you get to be. I don't really care how. It's just get there.
It's kind of Gene Simmons-y when you think.
Yeah, it's all about results. It's like
because.
And I think it stops that thing where, I mean, if Kev sends if Kev's working on a song, our guitar player, and he'll say, "What do you think?" And if it's really good, if he's mixed something or he's done something, because he's great at all that production stuff, and he's done something really well, I just say, "Mate, that's really good." Yeah, the end result's good. I'm not going to sit and pontificate about it. If it's good, it's good.
Right.
And that takes a lot of time. That took me a lot of years to learn that. It's like it's all about the end result. It's just if it doesn't really matter how you get there to as long as you're not a serial killer or something. It don't really matter.
And that's my point. I was just talking about that because we have this. There's this, Snoop Dogg is doing children's songs now.
Yeah.
And you can watch that. We watch one of them at school, and it's called about affirmations, right? And it's like, I deserve to feel happy, I think it is. And it's like, well, I get that, but you need to finish the sentence. Kind of like when people say, they pull some shit and then they go, well, why'd you do that? Well, I don't care. No, you care a lot. No, I don't. Yeah, you care so much that you were willing to step over a line into somebody else's rights or into their zone. And you're like, what? That's how much you care. So if you want to say, I don't care, yes, you need to finish your sentence. I don't care about what
I get
you think of this. I'm just going to do it. So I deserve to feel happy. Okay, at what expense? You got to remember.
This is Snoop Dogg trying to teach you these things. Who 30 years ago was talking about robbing people and stuff.
Yeah, and I'm like,
although I know Snoop Dogg, we love you. You've got a lot of charisma, but
You know, I
Yeah.
probably could have put this up a little sooner because we were talking about vinyl superheroes albums. This is what I was gonna. I mentioned something to Stu before we got on this thing, but this is what I got to show you. Read. Oh, you're gonna have to look really closely. Put your glasses on because
Readers on.
you remember we talked about Power Records before, right? And
Yeah.
they did the comic book
Yeah.
dramatizations.
Yeah.
But- Okay, so this is Spider-Man and Friends.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
But this is the compilation vinyl where it also has the Fantastic Four, the Incredible Hulk, and look, Captain America and the Hawk.
Hawk.
The Hawk.
Okay.
Whoever got this together back then, because this came out in, say, 1978.
Yeah.
70, maybe even sooner than that, but probably, I would guess 77, 78. But it says the Hawk, not the Falcon, because this is "And a Phoenix Shall Rise." That's the one that I got. That was the first one that I have. And I could not believe it. I'm like, does that say the Hawk?
Have you got this? Is this yours, personal one?
No, this is a photo, but I have the original Captain America 7-inch vinyl with the comic, with the book. I have that one with the Falcon. And and for some reason they typed in, or I mean, because that wasn't a font back then. That was like hand done. So somebody wrote Hawk, not Falcon.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's very.
They could have made it worse. It could have been the parakeet or.
And it says it's right on the vinyl. I'm looking at the label, and it is Captain America and the Falcon.
The budgie.
The budgie.
Is there a superhero called the budgie? If there is, let us know. We need to know, is the budgie a superhero? Although the budgie were a band from the UK.
They were a fantastic band.
They were.
Every album had a budgie on it.
Yeah, that's right. They were from Wales, which is a part of the UK, which is wow. It's like in the hills. Let's say it's in the hills.
Yeah, it's down.
Yeah,
southwest, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I was thinking that's where that
Tom
hotel
Jones is from
was.
Wales. Pardon?
Fox's Hotel, something like that, where they employ special needs kids to teach them job experience.
Yeah, in Wales.
Yeah, it's right on the coast. It's right on the coast.
Tom Jones is from Wales.
Oh, that's right.
And he very early on in his career had a big hit. I don't know if it was a hit in America, but it was a hit over here called "The Green Green Grass of Home." And that's about Wales. That song is about Wales.
Okay, all right. Let me see if I can put this up too. Here's some of this artwork that you were talking about. Some of the early artwork. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first album. On the left-hand side, there's the first album, Welcome to the Rock Show. There's Fight to Survive, and in the corner, that's Take No Prisoners, which is the live album. The photo cover one, which is the new album, Kicking Up a Storm. You know, we thought we better do a photo cover, or people are going to actually think that we look like that. So we know we don't. So we thought we'd put a picture up of what we really kind of look like. Yeah. So there'll be photos. We're having another photo shoot with Heather Burns, who is our resident photographer for the new one. We'll have a photo shoot for that. Okay. We've got some ideas for that as well. The Rock City Symphony thing. We want a picture. We want a photo for inside the booklet where we stood outside of the Rock City in Nottingham, which is like our big venue.
Yeah.
Everybody's played Rock City in Nottingham. A lot of big acts, you know, Ozzy Osbourne and just about everybody. You know. David Bowie even's played Rock City. And we thought we'd get the logo behind us and maybe get some of them. So we're working on that as well. The thing about it is, one, as you know, back in the day, your record company would come up with all this stuff, and bands would just say, tell us where to go and what to do, but you have to do it all yourself now. So which in a way is good because you've got creative freedom, but in another way, there's a lot on your plate for a band now. You got to do all this stuff, and wow.
It's like me today talking to you about the show. I'm like, I might be a little bit late. I was trying to get all this stuff together real quick to try to. There's all the little things you have to do, and
it's amazing. If you'd have said this all years ago that you got your own show and you have to go all the font and you short, people would think, how is that ever going to happen? Do you know what I mean? And if you think about production values now on shows, they're probably better than a lot of shows back in the day. You can make things look, it's not a big job really. There's some great cameras, there's some great editing suites out there. It's like recording. I mean, a lot of the tracks on the new album that Kev have produced, we went into a place where we used to called Acacia, which is just down the road. We set the kit up, and he got the headphones, and Matt played the kit, and we put all the mics around it, and Kev mixed it, and we spent loads of time mixing the kit because that's a big thing, your kit sound, isn't it? And some of it, he's just done such a good job, and then we went in there and we took all the amps in, and Kev played the guitar really loud. We got the sound we wanted. So you can do it yourself, but it's a lot of work. We've probably saved ourselves a hell of a lot of money this way, but
that's the way you got to think about it.
Yeah.
And I've said that about a couple of projects that we've done here at the house, especially like our fence, it was just going to cost a crap ton of money. And we had friends and family that were able to help. And it really, when you're saving that much money, it's really easy to throw some money at some of these folks or just buy them something out of the blue. And, you can spend a lot more money doing something nice for some people when you don't have to spend all the other money.
Yeah.
And I'd rather do it that way.
I mean, where Access Studios, where we recorded the 4 songs there, he's such a great guy, Matt Ellis. He's a great producer and everything.
Wow.
Really, really good producer. But we just can't afford to, do the whole album there. It's just financially, the budget we can't do it. So we've had to kind of find ways around things. But I think that's pushed us to be a bit more creative in some ways. It's pushed us to think out the box a bit.
Right. Now, thinking about, and I hate, I'm the guy that as we talked about getting older, as you get older, you're like, where the hell is all those years gone? Because you're always looking for the next thing. It's like, okay, this is a great project. It's going to be fantastic, but there's going to be a day when it's out. And then there's going to be another day when it's been out. And then you're like, what's next?
We're already,
So because I'm assuming, when you're in a band and you're doing this kind of thing, you've already got some things ready to roll and you already kind of are going on to the next thing. But I got to remember what my question was going to be. But I know what it was. So when you're thinking about the money, the budget, the things like that you're doing with this album, are you eager to have a company? What if Frontiers called you after this album comes out and goes, hey, we'd like for you guys to do something with us? Is that an interest, or do you like the way you're doing it now and you'd rather stick with that because it's building at a speed that you like?
Well, I'll say exactly what's happening at the moment. What happens at the moment is we work closely with a guy in the States called Dave Tedder.
Yep.
And Dave puts our stuff out there and does a great job. I'd have never met you if it weren't for Dave, because I think Dave initially put us together. He's a really, really good guy. And so if we can carry on with him on the project, that's great. In the UK, we do a little bit more of the heavy lifting when it comes to gigs and promotional But whatever Dave, I mean, whatever Dave sets up, you know, we'll do it. You know, any promotion we'll do it, and so it works. It's all in house, and it works really well for us. You know, everything we do, every T-shirt we sell, everything, it just goes straight back into recording. It goes straight back into keeping us on the road, and it's works really well for us. It just keeps us floating. It's really
feeding the beast.
And we know what the advantages of going to somewhere like Frontiers or Earache in the UK, which are the two big guys at the minute. That would be great. That would be, don't get me wrong, that'd be the dream come true, because they'd pump the vinyl out. The quality of work would just go up, and that's what the advantage would be. The advantage would be they could spread the word better. You know, they could get us on. As you know, it's all about the quality of gigs you do, the support slots you get, the work you get. So we could probably move a hell of a lot quicker with a homegrown company, but we wouldn't have that thing that we've got with Dave, and that thing we've built it up. It's, you know, we've got a really good rapport, and it's like we work well together, and the guy's done a great job. But you know, he's done great by us, and that means a lot. That means a real lot. You know, it's all right thinking in the short term. You know, we're not going to make. No band is going to make. The big days of the big deals are over. You know, you've kind of got to accept that. You've got to accept that. You got to look inward and say, why am I doing this? And I can only speak for me and, well, the guys in the band, I suppose, as well. When we do it because we love doing it. We love we love playing. We love rock and roll. We love writing. We love being creative, and everything else. If we can do it without selling the house,
right,
then it's a result. You know, it's a result. We're keeping that little dream alive, and the thing with the comic book and doing everything we're doing for the next album, we're throwing a lot of things at the wall, but the whole idea of it is that's how BlitZ work. I think we do the, you know, we come up with this crazy stuff and we think, well, yeah, let's do that. And that's always how we've worked. I think that creative buzz is what keeps you going.
Yeah.
I mean, after this one, we said, well, this will be studio album number 4. We've got a live album, so we said, well, after this one, let's do Greatest BlitZ and stick a compilation album together for a bit while we're thinking about what to do next. So maybe that's what we'll do.
Maybe with a couple of new songs. Yeah,
just put a few little tidbits on there.
Yeah,
because we have got some really nice tidbits actually. We've got some nice things that we've just never released. So we think, well, that'd be a cool thing to do. Yeah. But at the moment, this is taking so much time to get. When people say do an 11-page comic book, they think it's gonna be easy, but the process is just mind bending.
Yeah,
because to make it work at what it is, you know, everything from the dialogue to the way the panels break down and everything. It gives you a real insight into all that, and it's again, you know, we know how good it's going to look when it's finished. And the great thing about it is, you know, at the end of the day, we can always look back and say we did some quality stuff, you know, and that's what drives you. At this point, it's all about making stuff that you can look back on and kind of think, yeah, we did that. That was cool. It's not. We've always had this saying, you know, save the ego for the stage. And when you get on stage, that's when you're there to be entertaining and be Mr. Showbiz. And when you're not on stage, you know, don't be an arsehole. Just, you know, that's kind of how we've survived. I think that's how we've survived.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we're pretty down to earth with each other. You know, it's like we know what we want. It's like, and there's none of that bullshit that we get in bands where, you know, there's bits where, you know, again, it's about results for me. It's about results. If Kev says try this vocal line, or Matt says try singing it like this, and we're in studio, I'll try it. because it's about results. If something comes out of that, passing the ball around, if you like,
Yeah.
then that's the result. It's like shit. That. You know, I've been in the studio before, and you know when you're doing vocals in a studio, and you've got a room full of people in the other room just listening to your dry vocals, saying,
Yeah.
try it like this.
Yes.
Go high here and low here. You just want to kick the door down and murder everybody. It's like, ah! But
I think what's worse is when you're having your own issue with your own self. You're just like, oh, hell no. I'm going to have to redo that.
yeah.
You know?
But I always think if I try these things and one of them things works,
yeah,
I don't care. I don't care who's come up with it. And it's the same. I mean, there's a real metal song on the new album called Valhalla. And when it comes to writing the bass, which it's a drop tuning, and drop tuning is not really my thing. And
nor is it mine.
And Kev just went, "Come here," you know, and he played it, and I went, "Man, you play it. You do it much better than I. That is your thing more than me."
Right.
So it's a bit of a secret, but on the track Valhalla, it's Kev playing bass, not me. There you go. You heard it here. But
he just did it.
There's success
in honesty. I heard.
It's just he did it, and he said, "Look, more, like this." And I just went, "You've just played it. If you press record, you've got it, and that's it." Yeah. And he did it, and that was it.
Yeah, I can learn.
If we ever get to the point that song we need to play it live, I'll just learn it.
Right. Let's get the record done, and then I'll learn it. I mean, let's face it. Some of the most popular stuff has been recorded by somebody else. I mean, look at Kiss.
Yeah, there's so many people's walked in that recording studio. And
yeah,
you've got songs where Eric Carr plays bass on, I think, "I Still Love You" on Creatures of the Night.
I love that song.
It's a great song.
We're going to be doing that live in my band.
Oh, I looked at the best version of that song for me is on Unplugged. Kiss Unplugged.
Yeah.
But man, could that guy sing at that point of his life? It's like,
yeah,
he had a great wig and he had a great voice.
With a great wig comes a great voice.
With a great wig comes great responsibility. Wig man instead of Spider-Man. With a great wig comes great responsibility.
It's not a lie. That's
just fly. He flies little wigs out of his arm.
He said, "You look terrific." Hey, he could whip you a new hair.
Yeah,
he could whip you a wig. Look, I whipped myself this morning.
You've been whipped.
I've been whipped.
Well, yeah.
I gotta wash off my camera now.
He could Thooper.
Thooper.
Yeah, Paul Stanley had a little bit of a lisp. It was a bit, was it Sylvester the Cat who had a lisp?
Well, Sylvester had one, and so did Daffy.
Daffy, yeah.
But
Suffering Thuckatash, I seem to remember. Suffering Thuckatash.
Suffering Thuckatash.
Super.
I guess we should work together to do an audio version of the comic book.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
Yeah. I'll be doing that. You get it to me, and I'll do it.
We'll do a little old radio play. We could do it. 2-part radio play. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the cogs are going now.
I know, man.
That's a really good idea.
That's why I'm jumping on board. I'm like, I'm with you, man. If you need help, whatever you need, man, just let me know.
That's a really good idea.
That's a dream of mine, man, just to be into something like that.
Yeah, we can put that together.
Yeah.
So
I should let you get rolling soon. I mean, I got it.
Yeah. The idea for the first single maybe, well, one of the first singles will be a song called The Score.
The Score.
Off the new album. And the idea for the video, we're going to use a lot of the artwork from the comic book on the video. We're going awesome. We come out with the Dukes up, this is what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So the next time we speak, we'll have played Hard Rock Hell, Jeff Tate, Love 8, all that.
Unless
and so,
I'm on stage with you, then that would be great.
Yeah, we'll try. I'm going to work on. We'll work.
Yeah, let's figure out. We can talk
We'll do that
off the air about at another time about the details on that. And
yeah, it's just all. It's just time. Get the timing right. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
But as always, Stu, it's an absolute pleasure. If you ever,
brother. Thank
I
you.
sent you that. I sent you the short video where I'm just showing. If you can put that up, you can put that up because it just gives the idea across of what we're doing.
Yeah, because I'm wondering if it's something about my crossover of internets of different sites, off the different things using Firefox or Google, that kind of thing. I can't remember which way works best, or if it doesn't work one way, to share something. But to have it here and just, to be able to download it and have it on the computer and do it, that'd be great. I don't know if I can. Let me see
if I can. If you want me to send it, I don't know if I could send it. But what is WhatsApp better?
Yeah, you can do it through there, I think.
Or whatever's easy. Just let me know how you want it. I can.
Mm-hmm. I think that's how you did it before.
Yeah, I can send it on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So keep rocking.
Yeah. All right, dude. Take it easy, and we will talk with you real soon. And,
yeah, be lucky, my friend, and we'll catch up soon.
Perfect. All right, well, I'll let you get rolling, and then I will continue real quick here with a little bit of info I have for these guys. And I'll just tell you real quick before I go. I was listening to David Soul because we just lost him not long ago.
Yeah,
good old Hutch. How was Starsky and Hutch over in the UK when that was out, and Charlie's Angels and all that?
Massive, absolutely massive. I don't know. David Soul lived. I don't know if he passed away. He lived in England for years. It was like he was always on English TV, and I don't know if he was in England when he died, but yeah, he lived here for years. He was on lots of kind of local TV things and stuff. And Starsky and Hutch was massive, absolutely massive, and Charlie's Angels, of course.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want Farrah Fawcett Majors on their bedroom wall?
Well, and what was crazy is she was only in one season.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one thing that always throws me. I'm just like, wait, what? So he had his big hit, "Don't Give Up on Us," which was 1976. And then that following year in 77, he put out an album Playing to an Audience of One. It's got 11 tracks. It's a little over 40 minutes long. It starts with a single, which was his single for that album was Silver Lady.
Silver Lady. Sung about a boat.
And I think it's Is that right? Yeah.
Silver Lady. Did he write Silver Lady about a boat? Or am I thinking he did the video on a boat?
On a boat. Maybe he did maybe.
It's something to do with there's a boat thing in it. I don't know.
Yeah, because when I'm thinking of the lyrics, that's what I'm thinking is in there somewhere. When you said it, I'm like, oh, maybe that is right.
I'll look that one up because it's something to do with a boat. Whether it was his boat was called Silver Lady.
That's what I was wondering. But yeah, Playing to an Audience of One, Silver Lady, Can't We Just Sit Down and Talk It Over, Tattler. I Wish I Was ... Writer, Going In with My Eyes Open. Track number 7 is the title track, Playing to an Audience of One. Tomorrow Child, not Tomorrow's Child, which was the Monkees. By the Devil, I Was Tempted. Nobody But a Fool or a Preacher. And the last track is Mary's Fancy. So, and these aren't all short songs. A lot of these are 4 minutes. There's a couple of tracks that are under 3 minutes, but most of them are. There's a bunch of them that are, over 4 minutes long.
So, my wife was a big David Cassidy fan as well.
Oh yeah, David Cassidy. Yeah. See, he's a guy who got in there and had to do all this, the mamby-pamby pop records,
Yeah,
But then when he got out there to play it live, he kicked its ass.
I know.
Like, you know,
He made a really good film, and I can't remember what it's called, where he gets transported from the 70s or something into modern day.
yeah.
I forgot what the movie was called, but it's really good. It's really funny.
Huh.
It didn't get the recognition it deserved, but it was a really, really good film.
Let's see. David
It was
Cassidy.
something to do with the 70s. He gets transported to the modern day, or somebody from the modern day ends up in the 70s. I don't know.
Here we go. Let's see what it's on IMDb.
There was like a time where a lot of them 70s movies were big, like Dazed and Confused.
Uh-huh.
What's the other one?
Let's see. He was in Pop
The one about
Star.
the rock band. The one about the rock band in the 70s. Bit Leonard Skinnerd. I can't remember what that one was.
Let's see. What the hell? See all. He was in The Flash in 91. He was in that old series of The Flash. Wow. Here we go. Okay. So The Survivors, Ironside, FBI, Bonanza, Mod Squad, Partridge Family, Rosebud, Police Story, David Cassidy, Man Undercover, The Love Boats, Night the City Screamed. He was in Matt Houston.
The 90s, I think this movie was.
The Night
Maybe
the City Screamed.
Maybe late 90s.
Okay, late 90s, maybe. All right. So he was on Alfred Hitchcock Presents too.
Yeah, been young then.
Spirit of 76.
That's it.
Okay.
That's the baby.
That's the one.
It's a great movie if you're a child of the 70s.
Like, you know, it looks like really what was the guy's, why can't I say the guy's name? What was the dude's name that was in or that did he like funded all of that stuff, like the Bee Gees when they did Sgt. Pepper, and what was that guy?
It was the Bee Gees manager.
Yeah. What was his name? Why can't I think of it?
I don't know.
He had all those productions where he'd do those. He had multiple productions, movies that he did. That's what that kind of reminds me of.
It's just a straight up comedy. That Spirit of 76. It's a straight up comedy, and it's
Robert Stigwood.
Robert Stigwood. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like a Stigwood production.
Yeah. Wasn't it something to do with ABBA as well? Stigwood. I'm not sure.
Probably.
He had his hand in a lot of things.
Oh my God. Let's see. Okay, so now you got me curious. I'm so glad I didn't let you go. Let's see. So what did I say? It was a Spirit of 76.
Spirit of 6. If you, I guarantee you'll enjoy it. It's funny. It's daft and silly, and it's really entertaining. It's really funny.
It took me to the Black Rifle Coffee. No, Spirit of 76 movie. Here we go. It's on DVD, buddy.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I still buy DVDs and Blu-rays.
Yeah, me too.
I tell you what, I think we'll come out on top on that, mate, because they're sticking all these adverts on everything, and you know, like even movies on Netflix now, they're sticking adverts on there. They want you to pay for all these kind of old movies. You might as well buy them on Blu-ray or DVD because they want you to. At least you'll own them and you can watch them when you want.
That's right.
Whereas you can, you know, if you buy, you know, you got to buy them or rent them. Do you know you can't get any in the UK anyway? You can't get any of the Phantasm movies on any streamings now, which is crazy.
Let me see here. Is this the? No, that's something else. That's dang it. Why did it go and do that? Why did it switch on me? Okay, so DVD is $19.99. See, then it goes to something else. J Church. I don't know. I hit the DVD and then it goes to something else.
Oh.
So I don't know, but anyway, I'll have to see.
It's quite. There'll be a way of getting it. It's really, really good.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to see if it's. Well, let's take a look out here. See, okay, so if I go to this, okay, it changes the look. That's really weird. What a pain in
I
the
tell you
ass.
what, I bought a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Buck Cherry have just released
Oh,
the 15 album. You know, the one with Crazy Bitch on.
yeah.
They've just released that on to vinyl,
Oh, wow.
and it's
Wow.
one of my favorite. It's a great album. There's not a naff track on that. It's really,
That-
really good.
I'll tell you what, though, that song for me, though, it's historic in my band experiences, because we got done with 8.5 minutes of Stranglehold one night, and some gal walks up to the up to the stage, and she goes, "Can you play something we can dance to?" I'm like, we just played 8.5 minutes of the sexiest rock song ever.
I love Ted Nugent.
You're like,
I do.
she goes, can you play Crazy Bitch? I'm like, I didn't even know what that is. And then I said, they have a jukebox over there. They probably have it on there. And so sure enough, next thing I know, I hear, I don't know the song at the time. So I hear Crazy Bitch. And I'm like, I look at her, I go, is that it? She's like, I go, I can't have sex to that. I'm like, it's like, now.
Yeah, I think it's quite a groovy song.
Now, no, just forget it. Just wait until Stranglehold comes on, and we'll finish. Just
Double Live Gonzo was oh man, that was an album for mine when I was a kid. That just such a good guitar player. He's got that magic right hand. He's got such a good rhythm and great player. You listen to Great White Buffalo.
Oh,
beautiful
we're
song.
doing that in my band.
It's just wow.
Yeah. That's a song I never get tired of hearing that version from that live album.
Yeah, the whole thing. I mean, Stormtrooping. When I was a kid and I was 14, when you kind of your first school band.
Oh yeah.
I'd always got when I got the job as a bass player early on because it's an easy job, and we were doing we did Strangle, we did not Strangle, we did Stormtrooping, and there's another one.
Yeah.
Stormtrooping, and
because that had Just What the Doctor Ordered, Yank Me, Crank Me, Gonzo, Baby Please Don't Go, Great White Buffalo, Hibernation, Stormtrooping, Stranglehold, Wang Dang, Sweet Poontang, Cat Scratch Fever, and Motor City Madhouse.
Cat Scratch Fever, that's what we did.
Yeah.
Did Cat Scratch Fever and Stormtrooping. Just a great
album. Man.
What a guitar player.
Yeah. What a show.
I remember some years ago when I think Chuck Berry died. When Chuck Berry died, he put a little video clip up of himself. It was obviously done on his phone, and he played Johnny B. Good or something. I think it was Johnny B. Good. He played something, and he talked about Chuck Berry being a big influence.
Wow. And
he sat there and he played this, and it's just him, and it still sounds great. It's like he's just got such a good feel, feel player. He really just. That's it.
Well, next
I read his autobiography. Well, that's interesting guy.
Yeah. Next time you make it to the States, you'll have to come through here, and we'll go down to the Loop, and we'll take a picture with the Chuck Berry statue down there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great.
Interesting character.
I just think regardless, mate, again, it's all about results, and he's a great.
Yeah. No, I just meant. Yeah. I mean, it's just like just all the things that he started up, the things that I don't know. Just
there were nobody like him. You in the early days, there was just nobody like him, and he gave Meatloaf his big break, didn't he? On what album was that? That was Hammer. Go on, Hammerfall.
Yeah, Ted with Hammer Down.
Hammer Down. That's it.
Is that it? Is that Hammer Down? Yeah.
Hammer Down.
Yeah. And he did Street Rats, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hammer Down and Street Rats. Yeah. That's a great album, man. Free For All is a kick-ass record, man.
Free For All is a great album.
Yeah. 1976. 1976, the same year that David Soul had his first hit.
Yeah. I mean, you can't say that the 70s wasn't a diverse time for music. You got David Soul, you've got Ted Nugent.
You got
I don't know. What would you
Melanie with I Got a Brand New Key, and
you'd have probably got James Brown, and you'd have got 70s. You'd have probably got, you had Angel, and you had Stars, and you know, Kiss, and Van Halen, and
then you had Terry Jacks, and
Terry Jacks.
You know,
we had fun,
and the Bellamy Brothers, and we were just talking about that the other night because one of my buddies, when I was doing the show, we were talking about that Southern Fried Rock was a K-Tel record that came out. And
K-Tel.
And it has everybody on there, like, you know, Molly Hatchet and Allman Brothers and Skynyrd and Blackfoot and the Bellamy Brothers.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like,
they just scooped in on there. We need somebody. We need somebody. We need that extra song.
I'm like, come on. That's not Southern rock. That's like country pop. You're like, I'm like, what are you guys thinking? There's no other. Charlie Daniels was on there. I'm like, there's other people. There's other Southern rock that you could have put on there.
If I'd have known we were having this conversation about 70s albums, I've actually got some in storage, and I would have dragged them out. There was a thing in the UK. They used to do these albums called Top of the Pops.
Yeah,
and they weren't the original artists because they couldn't get the rights. They'd get like the equivalent to copies to come in and do it and copy the song, so they didn't have to play the original artist and the rights and everything. And the covers, why? Do you know when you were a kid? I mean, you know, you're 13 years old, 14 years old. All the covers were like women in bikinis and women, and I like, you know. Consequently, I've got loads of them.
I know I've got one. There's one right here. It is
Top of the Pops. It's like, and they were kind of session musicians just playing the pop hits of the day.
Yeah.
And they all had these really kind of dodgy, great covers, let's be honest.
Let me get back to this so we can. Yeah, Get It On. There's one right there.
Get It On. Ronco Records.
Get It On.
Ronco used to do all these to be the Ronco record cleaner and things like that.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
And they used to have record boxes, didn't they, for your albums? Ronco record box.
Ronco also did like kitchen devices.
Yeah.
I think it was like a Ronco potato peeler or a Ronco potato slicer or something like that.
They did, I think, I don't know if it's Ronco or K-Tel, but my cousin had it. It was a gun, and you put like these studs in it, and you could, like, you know, back in the day, you could put like a band name on your denim jacket in studs. And I always think, oh, it's the coolest thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was the original bedazzler, right?
Yeah, you could like just write, you know, Fonz on the back.
Yeah.
Big letters. Happy Days was big in the UK. Happy Days was massive.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Happy Days really hit it over here.
And God, did it ever go downhill? I mean, geez.
Jumping the Shark. We say that now, but that's where it came from.
That's where it came from.
Yeah, Jumping the Shark.
Yeah. It's like now, Jumping the Shark to me and you is like, it's like going back and finding out where, you know, it's cold enough to freeze the balls off a brass monkey, right? You know, it's like, wait, what did you just say?
Where did that come from?
You're like, well, it came from a nautical thing where they would stack on the boat, the ships, they would stack their cannonballs in a pyramid, and then they would put these brass monkeys in what they called a brass monkey would go in the corners underneath the corner balls so that they wouldn't roll out. So it got really cold and they would condense and then they'd get out of place and the balls would go rolling. So it was cold enough to freeze the balls off of a
a lot of these old sayings, they're like old gestures. You know, I know in America that's the big one, isn't it? The finger.
Oh yeah.
And over here we do that.
Oh
and,
yeah.
And that goes back to the war with the French back in the day, and they used to cut off the fingers of the archers, and
oh wow,
they used to do that as an insult because they used to just leave it. They just cut off their archer fingers so they couldn't. They used to cut them fingers off. So that's why that is a UK insult.
That's why I guess that's why I'd learn to practice with these. No, go ahead. Yeah, that's cool, dude. I don't use those. I use these. Smart ass.
Yeah. But bit of history there.
Well, that's just like, with the way that when they built the towers and the stairways would go this way going up, and why over there you have the opposite side of the road, because when you're fighting, most people are, the majority of the people at that point, I suppose, I don't know where it stands now, were right-handed. So if you're fighting and you've got people coming at you with their right hand, if they're on the inside of the wall, they can't fight around the wall. They're like,
yeah.
And you've got the advantage coming down on them from up top. So
years ago, I was in a band who went to Japan. Not bore you with the details, but I did end up playing the Budokan. But anyway, but one of the things that the Japanese do when they answer the phone, they say they always say before they speak, they say mushy mushy, mushy mushy. If you've seen it, you probably might have seen it in a movie. They go, mushy mushy, and then they speak.
Yeah.
And I asked what does mushy mushy mean? Is it like hello? Or they say no, they say mushy mushy because it's like it's to ward off. When technology became a big thing in Japan, they didn't trust it, and they thought that evil spirits were present in technology. So they'd say mushy mushy to ward off any evil spirits that come down the phone line before they speak. Yeah, it's true. So
because you remember Barney Miller?
Yeah.
And they had the brownies that were laced with the pot.
Yeah.
And some of the guys ate them. And what was the Japanese guy that was on the show? And he go, hey, Bon, mushi mushi. Because he was stoned. So I do that to my dog. That's so cool to have background on that now.
Yeah, you're warding off any evil. I don't know if it's just technology. I'll Google and have a look again, but I think it's it generally is like a thing to ward off evil spirits.
That is wild. Because he looked, hey, Bon, mushi mushi.
There you go. We've warded off all the evil spirits now. They're all gone.
Well, it's worked fine for me. I say it to my dog, and doggone, life is good. So
yeah, all dogs have great lives. Yeah,
dogs have great lives, and life is great with dogs. So just
do what they want, roll in what they want.
Oh, I know. Mine left me a present at the bottom of the stairs today. So I don't think she's been. It's something she ate, and she's
the joys of dog ownership.
Yeah, hopefully we've got that. All run out today, though. We've got her being.
We have
got dogs today.
We have to walk around with the little bags and pick all the poop up. And
I did that the other day.
The poo bags.
Who knew that our lightning news flash was going to turn out with picking up dog poop?
Picking up dog, poop. And dogs just look at you. I mean, I don't know what dogs think you're doing when you're doing that. I think.
What are you doing with that? I fertilize your lawn with this.
Thank you, dog. Thank you.
You're like, you ever notice those nice bushy clumps that come up around my poo? Why are you picking it up? At least spread it around maybe a little.
They've got dogs are great. I love dogs.
I mean, talk about mushy mushy.
Yeah. Mushy.
All right. So anyway, Well, now I'll let both of us go. Dude, congratulations on the Hard Rock Hell, man. That's going to be cool. we'll keep in touch. That is only a week away.
Yes, next Friday. So
I mean, geez,
we'll message and we'll see what we can do, and we'll do it.
Yeah, because we'll work that. I'm off next Friday, so
yeah,
there you go. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, if I could grab hold of, if I can get Jizzy, well, he's a bit of a showbiz queen, isn't he, Jizzy? He likes. I don't know. You don't know whether he'd.
You know,
he may shun me. I don't know.
He'll want to be here one way or another.
Yeah.
Just tell him I know Rich Fortis.
Rich Fortis.
Yeah.
Oh, to write that. Why is that one of his friends or something?
Do you know who Rich Fortis is?
No.
He's the guy that's now been in the guitar space of Slash longer than Slash was in that space, I do believe.
Well,
he's played with lots of people. He was in a band here. He's from St. Louis, and he was in a band called The Eyes years ago, and I interviewed them for a local publication and music publication, and then we did a couple of interviews together, so then they went out and had to change the name of the band from The Eyes to Pale Divine. They recorded one record, and then in that time frame, he met up with the lead singer from Psychedelic Furs, and they did Love Spit Love, and then he also had another band he did work with called Honky Toast, and then continued to keep busy, and people loved working with him because he was he's got a great personality and a great spirit about him, and a killer fucking player. And he looks like a rock star, for crying out loud. And so then yeah, he's been working. He was in the second iteration of the Dead Daisies. And,
right.
In fact, I told him, I said, man, now I didn't realize he didn't record the first EP at the time, but I said, man, we're playing this song, Face I Love by the Dead Daisies in my band. And he goes, oh, that's great. He goes, I always thought that should be a hit. I'm like, me too. That's why we're playing it, because it's a great song that nobody knows, but they deserve to hear it, and it's fun. So yeah, but no, and then even when I interviewed Billy Sheehan a while back, when he was in the parking lot of a recording studio, he was in the recording studio with Rich Fortis and some other guys.
Rich Fortis, I should remember that.
But now he went on to be the Slash's in kind of the Slash spot in Guns N' Roses. Has been there for years. So,
right.
Yep. Toured with Nana.
I'm not sure who's playing guitar in Love 8 on this. I'm not sure what the lineup is on this tour. He's in the UK at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I'll have to check out what his lineup is.
Yeah.
Check out what his lineup is.
Yeah, I'll have to do that. See what he's got.
Years ago, I did 5 slots supporting. I was in a band that supported Love 8 in the UK, and it was the original guitar player, Johnny Love. It was Robbie Crane on bass.
Wow.
Somebody Monroe on drums. I don't know. I can't remember. Did it Dave Monroe on drums? I can't remember. And they were a great bunch of lads. They really were.
Wow.
Really, really, really good.
Well, I wonder. Yeah, I don't see.
So whether you remember me from all those years ago, I don't know.
I don't know. You know, it's always weird when you meet up with somebody again, and you're just like, hey, like when I met up with Bloister Cult again with my son years ago, and there I am with Eric Bloom. I'm like, I'm like, hey, Eric. I said, my name's Stuart. I said, we've met like 8 different times, but I don't expect you to remember me. I said, maybe I should kick you in the shin or something. something to have you remind you of me whenever.
Yeah, then that bruise always reminds me of you.
You're that jackass. Yeah, but you remember. Damn it, you remember.
Oh dear.
Oh man. All right, dude. Well, I'll let you get rolling, and we'll both get rolling. And it's been a great talk, dude.
Take care. It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure, man. Take care.
We'll get that video out there for you, and we'll get her done. So.
Yeah. Thanks, Stu.
All right. Thanks, brother.
Catch you soon, man.
You got it.
Bye.
Take care. All right, folks, take it easy, and we will see you soon. Hope you enjoyed that. It's going to be a fantastic record. Check out all the BlitZ stuff this weekend. It's a big weekend for me. I'll be busy. Hopefully I'll be back with you again before Wednesday, and we'll see how things are going. All right? In the meantime, take it easy. Remember, when you walk out the door every day, you're in everybody else's world. They're not in yours.